Hi, good afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello, students. Today we have a guest, Mr. Sahil Bhole. Actually, he was the CAD center trainer where he was teaching all the mechanical softwares, including CATIA, SolidWorks, AutoCAD, NXCAD, I think, sir.
Yeah.
Also, yes. So he was teaching all the softwares. Now he is the design engineer at EMDEP test boards, and
Okay.
he have 1.5 years of experience as a design engineer.
Yeah.
So welcome, sir. Welcome to our channel.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. It feels good to be back. Like
Yeah.
get familiar faces. Yeah.
Yes,
Feels
sir. Yes. So, sir, first I want to know your journey, how it all started, and I just want to know about your journey, sir. How you go in designing field.
yeah. So most of our CAD center students know me because I have been a trainer there. I taught there for about a year, more than a year, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Sahil Bhole. And I'm from Aurangabad. I did my graduation and my schooling in Aurangabad. I did my BE in mechanical. I graduated in 2019, and so I worked at CAD Center for about a year, and then after that, I started working. My current company is called as MDEP Test Boards. So it's a Spanish corporation, and it's an MNC, and it is huge. Like we have presence in about 18 countries or so, and we have more
Oh,
than 25 plants. Yeah, so it is a really big company, and I wasn't aware of it. So yeah, so I'll start with my graduation. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So I completed my BE in mechanical 2019, and I came to Pune in 2021, I guess. Yeah, 21. So CAD Center was my second job, but before that I didn't work at a mechanical company. So it was a service-based company. CAD Center was my first mechanical-based job, and there I was a trainer. So I used to teach students various softwares, mechanical design softwares. I started with AutoCAD, then jumped to SolidWorks, CATIA. Then I also moved into computer-aided analysis
Mm-hmm.
and computer-aided engineering, like ANSYS Workbench, Hypermesh. Yeah.
Okay.
So because I'll keep it
Yes,
short.
yes, yes, yes. Thank you for your comment. So what is your current designation and means what you do in daily schedule? So,
Okay, yeah. So before tell about my job profile, I'll tell about the company. So that way it'll be easy for you to understand. So we all know what wire harnesses are, right? Like we have different companies in India. All automobile industries require wire harnesses. So my company designs the test equipment which is required to test these wire harnesses. So wire
okay.
harnesses have different connectors. Uh, so for example, let's take a four-wheeler for example. So whatever wiring system goes in there, you must have observed there are different connectors, clips in there. So
Hmm.
these clips, they require testing. They require to undergo testing, and my company prepares the test equipment for these. So like it prepares test equipment for all kinds of electronics. But the plant, Pune plant, Indian plant, it specializes in wire harness testing. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So my designation is a design engineer. I work for MDEP Test Boards, and my job is to design the test equipment for the connectors.
Okay.
So, so for example, if we take a connector, so it has various terminals. Yeah. So then I have the equipment that I create or the modules that I create. The products that we create are called as modules, test modules. Yeah. So
Okay.
the modules that I create, so they have to check the electric supply of each and every connector, small connectors that have like two pins or two terminals.
Hmm.
I've also worked with big connectors. Yesterday, currently, I'm working on this connector, so it has about 52 terminals. So it is very small in size, but the terminals are huge in number. Okay, so you have to check continuity for each and every terminal. The equipment is such, and in wire harness industry, so how the testing is carried out is the people that carry out the testing, they're like laymen's, they're like normal operators, they don't have any technical qualification.
Hmm.
So the test equipment that I create should be in such a way that it should be user friendly. Like It should not be complicated to them, because all they have to do is just insert the connector, check it. If all the connectors, all the terminals are okay, if there is any if there is any leakage, because many of the connectors they need to be watertight,
Yes.
so that like water from the rain doesn't go in. So I prepare modules that also check that leak and all. Then I also create assembly models. So like create connectors are not created in a single part. Like there are different parts and they're assembled together. So I create modules that check that also. Like if all the parts are assembled properly or not. If something is missing, then the system will let you know with a beep or like a red light or LED or something that something is missing. So that is what I create at MDEP
Okay.
Sports. Yeah.
Okay, great job, sir. You're doing very great job. And which softwares are used by your company, and what the work is done on the softwares?
Okay, so the design team is divided into two departments, you can say. The first is the CAD department, and the second is the CAM department. So I'm responsible for the CAD department. So we design and we do the modeling on SolidWorks.
Okay.
So it's not just SolidWorks. The company has with Dassault system, they have personalized it. Okay. So it is not the SolidWorks that we normally, which is available to the normal public. Like the basics are the same, but then we have some additional modules like some assemblies we get ready-made. We just have to give input. And for CAM, we use a software called as Top Solid.
Okay.
So whatever models we create on SolidWorks, then we send it to CAM. And what CAM does is using Top Solid, they create the CAM process, like how the machining will happen, how it will work on CNC. Yeah. So,
Okay.
so again, Top Solid was also something that was developed like in association with some software company and MDEP.
Okay, so in SolidWorks,
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they are like integrating even newer softwares. Yeah. So for CAM, there is this new software called as Hypermill.
Okay.
But it is still in development phase. Hypermill, yeah. It is still in development phase. So like not much information is available about that.
Okay. So my question was to you is in SolidWorks are you using any advanced modeling tools and configurations of that tools?
The SolidWorks that I am using, it has been developed by Dassault and MDEP test boards gave their inputs to them.
Okay.
So currently the SolidWorks software that I'm working on was specifically designed for or developed for MDEP test boards. They have made it easy for us to create the assemblies. Before this, before 2010, I guess. So they used to use normal SolidWorks. So that was very time consuming process because the designer had to create like each and every part of the module. So now what they've done is they've automated this process. Now all we have to do is we just have to give the inputs. I just have to create a 3D model of the connector. And then based on the whatever development they've done on the software automatically generates an assembly. And then I just have to make changes to that assembly, like whether it is suitable or not. Are there any collusions? Whether it will work in the real world or not. Make editing work. So this has reduced the time a lot. So I would say that it is a advanced tool in SolidWorks, but then again, it is not something that will be used in all the fields. This is something specific to my company.
Okay. And in SolidWorks, we will simulate the assembly also. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So you are working on that simulation?
Yeah.
Okay. Sheet metal design is there, weldment design is there in SolidWorks. So
Oh,
all the
yes.
features you are using.
So like I said, I'm working for connectors, and we also have a design team for creating the test boards you said. So test tables, sorry. So the test tables, they are made in sheet metal, the frame and everything.
Okay.
So that team uses sheet metal and weldments. My work is related to design of the connectors only. So models are very small. Like the size of the models that I create, it is 100 by 100 mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, weldments and sheet metal are required, but that is not something that I'm currently working on.
Okay. So what are the usual work profiles in designing field in your company? Now you are a design engineer. So other than design engineer, what are the work profiles in general?
So like just related to software or all the other fields?
Both.
Yeah. So we'll start with so my company can, so you can divide it into three parts. So the first is design, second is production, and part of production is quality.
Okay.
Yeah. So for design, like I said, we have two teams. We have the CAD team and the CAM team, and there is also one team for analysis. Uh, but the analysis it doesn't take place here. For that, we have a separate team in Spain.
Okay.
So that team controls the analysis of all the components of all the 18 plants. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, so the designing team, CAD team is responsible for creating 3D models. CAM team is responsible for creating the programs which are required to create the part on milling machine or CNC. CAE team, analysis team, we know that like they need to check the forces and how the part will work in actual work environment. Okay, so this was related to our design and stuff. Then in production, we have CNC team. Yeah, CNC team. Then we have the actual production, the people that assemble these modules or create these modules. Uh, and then we have quality team, because like the product has to go through numerous quality checks, because we have to check whether the design that we have created it actually works or not, all the terminals send signals or not. Yeah.
Okay.
So roughly, I guess these three teams: designing, quality, and production.
Okay. So in basic, in designing, what are the usual work profiles? Like we know you are the design engineer. Then
Yeah.
recently I have interviewed some what was a senior dimensional engineer. Is there?
Okay.
He is working on GD&T. So
Okay.
like that, we have in mechanical industry lot of job opportunities, job profiles.
Correct.
So what are those job profiles? You know something?
So I would like, I think it is very important for students to know, like when you are learning a software, don't just learn it for general use or like general, not like just simple knowledge. Like try to dive deep into it. Like have specific knowledge of wire harnesses, have specific knowledge of some kind of domain, maybe of sheet metal, because that is where the actual jobs are, and that is where the actual work profiles are. Like in India, I've observed we have plenty of opportunity for work, wire harness. Yesterday, my manager and I were talking. So there is this client of our company. So I'm not supposed to disclose their name.
Yeah.
But what they do basically is they create wire harnesses for defense vehicles. And it is an Indian company, but they supply wire harnesses all over the world. So like it is really something to be proud of, that an Indian company is like so huge and it is sending wire harnesses all over the world. Uh, so that is what I would tell students, that even if you are in designing, so don't go for the profile or like the designation. Go for what kind of work it is doing. Yeah. So wire harnesses, you can work in sheet metal also. I have a colleague who used to work in sheet metal. So his work was to develop housing for we have cranes and harnesses, right?
Yeah.
In industry that we use gantry cranes and stuff.
Yeah.
We used to create harness housing for those. They were made up of sheet metal.
Okay. Okay. So now you're a design engineer. So what are the challenges faced by you while dealing with the freshers?
Yeah. So keeping technical knowledge aside, because like these people are just out of college, so you can't expect them to have the same amount of knowledge or
Yeah.
expertise. But as a professional or like someone who's been working for some, I think there are certain things which are expected from even people that are just out of college, which is professionalism. Nobody talks about this. Like even in colleges, you are only taught the technical knowledge,
Yeah.
and even people that are learning softwares, so they only think that technical knowledge is all that matters. So it has been observed that freshers, like even if they are smart enough or even if they have good knowledge, but they're very unprofessional.
Okay.
Like very would be harsh to say, but like yeah, that has been what's observed. So my message to students is, like, this is something in our hand. See, sometimes the college that you went to might be good or might not be good. the knowledge of the software that you might have, maybe it is enough or it is not enough. But being like soft skills, like being professional, these are the things that are in your hand. They don't require
Yes.
you to like go somewhere or like be somewhere. Like that has to come from within. So I think, yeah,
Yes,
professionalism.
means they should have improve their personal skills as well.
Exactly. Because these
Yeah.
are the things that will take you a long way. See, technical knowledge and your expertise can only take you so long, take you so far, right? But these are the things that help you stand out.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And now, what are the expectations from freshers in design field?
So, like, not just specific to design field, like if you are an engineer, you have completed your engineering and you're entering in the industry, it is expected that like you should have at least two internships. Like it doesn't matter even if it was for a month or like 15 days, but you should have like worked in actual work environments. You should so I feel that students should go more for like actual field related work. They should do more internships rather than just their technical book knowledge or that kind of thing.
Okay, so in if anyone want to anyone want to do career in design field, so what practical skills should they have upgrading themselves?
Yeah, so we can just roughly divide it into two parts. First is the technical
Yes.
knowledge,
Yeah.
and second is your designing knowledge or the software knowledge. So technical knowledge is completely in the hands of students. Like
Yes.
you need to study, you need to focus in your college.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will also include the internship and the work experience, I guess, technical knowledge. That is how you grow. For softwares, I think, see, we have numerous softwares. Like even if you pick one, uh, so we'll roughly divide it into three parts then, like CAD, CAM, and CAE.
Yeah.
So I feel all students should know at least two softwares of each. Like you should at least know two softwares of designing, CAD, sorry, drafting. Yeah. You should know at least two softwares of CAM and two softwares of analysis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why they need to why they need to understand these softwares? Why they need to what we can say upgrade on these softwares? What is the need behind that?
Okay. So, times are constantly changing. Like nothing is secure. We all know that.
Yeah.
Like, people that give up on learning are the ones that will be left behind. That is what I feel. So, like, I did not know there was a software called as Top Solid in CAM or Hypermeal in CAM. Okay. Because like every day there is something new coming out. You never know what new opportunity or what new job will be created.
Yes, yes,
Like there was a time in my engineering I did not know there was a thing such as CAM.
yes,
Like
yes.
everyone has heard about engineering analysis, everyone has heard about designing. I never knew about CAM. So like to keep the doors open. Okay. See, once you like as a student, you need to know you should be a jack. You should be a jack of all trades. That is how I feel. Like you should be able to do okay everything. Like that. The more you learn, the more you study, the more doors will be open for you, and then you can go to or enter any door, and then from there you can start like mastering it or be the best at it. You don't have to be the best at everything right now.
Yeah.
So I think having knowledge of two softwares in each of these fields will give them like a plethora of opportunities. Like it will open up all the doors for them.
Yes. Yeah. 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 So, can you, if you can, can you explain a particular project and tell us the role of softwares in that project, if you can?
Uh, yeah. So again, like I can't be very specific. I'll just be ambiguous as to
Yes,
what
yes.
the company works.
Yeah.
So
Means recently, on which project you are working? You can explain that project also.
so in like heavy engine vehicles, like in trucks and stuff, we have fuse boxes. That is basically like all the wire harnessing, the connections go through the fuse box. Yeah. So currently, I'm working on this like visual device that checks the position of the fuse boxes, like if they are properly inserted or not. So in what happens in the company in wire harness industry is the operator he assembles the fuse box and it is quite big. Like let's say. So the currently that I worked on was 500 by 700 mm. Yeah. And it has about 72 fuses.
Okay.
And the fuses are color coded and size based.
Yes.
The equipment that I'm creating is it captures the image of that fuse box in the camera, and then based on a reference image, it checks whether all the like fuse boxes are in position. So it will let the operator know if something is missing or if something is not inserted in the proper position. And if something is like inserted in the wrong way, then it will reject it, like push it out from bottom side. So it will release it. So that is the equipment I'm currently working on. Like it is almost done. It is in production.
Okay. Okay. Yes. So thank you for your valuable information. My last question to you is, uh, what how important is communication skills in professional career?
Yeah, so I have a story, like not a story, like this is my personal experience.
Okay.
So my technical knowledge is subpar, okay? Like engineering मैंने कैसे निकाली only I know.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is my communication skills that have gotten me this far.
Hmm.
Communication skills is what got me a job at CAD Center, you know, and communication skills are what got me the current job that I'm working in. Yeah. So my technical knowledge is subpar. I'll be honest, like when during the interview, so I was not able to. I got confused. I was just not able to answer simple questions. Okay. But like because of my command over my English and my confidence and my speaking skills, the manager was very impressed with me.
Okay.
So I'm part of the. So we have two teams in MDEP test boards in MDEP India. One is the local plant team that designs modules for the local plant, the Pune plant, and the other is the global support team, which is responsible for helping all the plants to with the designs. So even though my technical knowledge was subpar, the manager still, because of my confidence and because of my communication skills, he still hired me for the global support team. So the global support team is basically responsible for going to different countries and helping with designing there. So in about 8 months, I'll be going to China. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And I'll be working there on a project for about so 6 weeks is 1.5 month something. And then from them again I'll be back to India. So like the work of the global support team is that like it goes to different countries, different plants, and then we try to like streamline the design process there is. Yeah.
So your communication skill is give this chance.
Yeah,
to
so
go to
that is
China.
my USP, I would say.
Yeah.
Like that was my USP. Because still, I'll be honest, like my technical knowledge is
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, great,
So
sir.
communication skills play a very important role in your career, like not just engineering, wherever you go, communication skill, because it is the way you present yourself. If you have the technical knowledge, if you have the ideas, but you're not able to communicate it or like express it to someone, like no one will ever know. Right? So it is very important to develop your communication skills. Second, like I had observed this thing when I was with CAD Center. So there were a lot of students who were from like maybe their background wasn't from the schooling, maybe wasn't done right or what. So they were afraid of English. And these were like very decent students. Their knowledge was really good. They also had the confidence, but when it came to speaking English, they just gave up. So I feel it is wrong. See, if you are not able to speak properly or like whatever reason it might be, maybe you are not good with grammar or stuff. See, what happened to you happened. Like, let's just put that behind. Now you know that English is important and I need to speak it. So you need to start practicing. Maybe like you start reading or watch like movies or anything, do that. But like take responsibility of that, take charge of that. Like don't keep whining that okay, I'm not good with English. Because then because of that you will lose lot of opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the most concern that without taking challenges you can't say like that I'm not good at all this.
Exactly. So yeah, stop playing victim and just take charge of this thing because it is very simple. Like once you start, and after a point, it just like it becomes second nature. Like don't think about grammar and stuff right now. Just think about like speaking your heart out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much for your time, sir. You give us a valuable information, and of course, student got your point, and they will they will know how they will upgrade in if they want to do career in design field. So what skills they have to upgrade in themselves. So thank you for your time, and you're sharing valuable information to us. Your experience in design field, your experience in um, whatever your designation, that electric something, what do you say,
Sorry, come again.
on which project you are working, electric,
Yeah, vision table,
which, okay,
fuse
so
boxes. Yeah.
yeah, fuse boxes, yes, yes. So that experience this is something new, because all the mechanical engineers are working in vehicles, electrical vehicles, or some four wheelers they are working, but you're working in some different parts. So thank you for coming, sir, and
My pleasure, ma'am. Yeah.
yes, yes, we
Thank
should,
you.
yes, sir. So
Have a
students,
good day.
yes, sir, yes, sir. Have a good day, and thank you, and bye, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.